Middle East seas, fire or global deception. Iran, Israel, US on the brink. This is Global Affairs Tonight, and I am Mr. Bravo. Tonight, a deadly claim descends on the Middle East. After a week of war rhetoric, missile strikes, and nuclear warnings, the United States claims victory. Israel claims security, Iran claims retaliation. But here's what no one telling you: the so-called ceasefire may be the biggest deception of this decade. The question is not who fired last, it's who benefits most from the silence. Stay with us, because what comes next will change the region forever. The strikes that shocked the world. It all begins with fire. Iranian drones over Tel Aviv. Israeli bunker buster bombs over Natanz and in the shadows. US B-2 stealth bombers silently took out Iran's suspected nuclear sites. The world held its breath. Then came the Iranian response. 20 missiles into Beersheba. Civilian killed. Israeli Iron Dome. Overwhelmed. The region was heading for a full-scale regional war until Trump entered the arena. Trump ceasefire or theater? On June 23rd, Donald J. Trump, speaking for Mar-a-Lago, declared, "I made the Middle East peaceful again." He said Iran and Israel has agreed to a full and total ceasefire brokered by Washington and Qatar. Sounds impressive. But here's the truth. Just minutes after the announcement, more rockets were launched. Tehran blamed Israel, Israel blamed Tehran. In reality, nobody stopped fighting, and so-called ceasefire became just another press release in a long history of broken promises. Missiles over Qatar, a red line. Iran did not just strike Israel, it struck near US forces. On June 23rd, 6 Iranian missiles targeted the Al Udeid air base in Qatar, home of hundreds of American troops. Qatar interceptors neutralized the threat. No casualties, but makes no mistakes. There was a direct message to Washington: you hit our nuclear sites and we can hit your soldiers anywhere in the Gulf. Oil, markets, and military profits. While missiles were flying, money was moving. Brent crude prices fell 5% the moment Donald Trump said the world ceasefire. US stock market surged. The military industrial complex quietly celebrated, because in war, fear is currency, but in fake peace, investor profits. One analyst put it best: the war cooled down just enough to let Wall Street catch its breath. Qatar's hidden power. Who really stopped the bombs? Not Washington, not the United Nations, it was Qatar. Again, a tiny Gulf state played the role of invisible mediator. Backdoor diplomacy between Doha, Tehran, and Tel Aviv made this fragile pause possible. But for how long? Iran now says it's open to talk if Israel halts all attacks. Israel says it will hold the fire as long as Iran does not move a muscle. We are one drone away from war reigniting. Who really won? Ask yourself this: who comes out stronger? Trump declaring himself the peacemaker while campaigning for a second comeback. Israel weakened but defiant, its deterrence called into question. Iran bloody but unbroken, proving it can strike US bases and still walk into a negotiations. Or perhaps the question is darker. Maybe nobody won. Maybe we all are waiting for the second round. The fire is not over. What is your opinion? Tell us in the comment section. The missiles may pause, but the war is far from over. The Middle East has entered into a dangerous new phase, a war by agreement where diplomacy is used to reload. This ceasefire is not peace. It's a pause button on a burning fuse, and when it ends, the next strike may not be conventional. This is Mr. Bravo at the Global Affairs Tonight. We do not just follow the news, we expose the fault lines beneath it. Subscribe now because the war is not over. It's just gone quiet. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and stay awake. Until next time, good night.